All right, so today we're going to dive into a really powerful blueprint for building a life of both wealth and happiness. It's all inspired by the incredible insights of entrepreneur and investor Naval Ravikant. And you know what? It all starts by challenging an idea most of us just take for granted. Just let that question sit with you for a second. Most of us are taught to chase these things as external goals, right? Like a certain salary, a fancy car, some big life event. But what if that whole chase is just a trap? What if these aren't destinations at all, but skills we can actually build right now from the inside out? And this right here is the huge mindset shift that Naval talks about. He argues that wealth and happiness aren't just random outcomes based on luck or where you were born. Nope. He says they're the direct result of specific skills and habits that literally anyone can learn and practice. It's this simple but totally profound shift from chasing something to building it. So if we're going to build these skills, we have to start with the first pillar, wealth. And that means we have to completely rethink what that word even means to us. Most of us are taught the old way. You trade your time for a wage. Your income is directly tied to the hours you clock in. But Naval's approach, it completely flips this on its head. It's all about decoupling your time from your income by owning assets, things that are out there working for you, even when you're not. So here it is, Naval's core definition. True wealth isn't just a big pile of money in the bank. It's the freedom you get from owning assets that earn while you sleep. Think about it. Businesses, investments, or creative projects that keep providing value and generating income long after you've put in the initial work. So, how do you actually do it? Well, it pretty much comes down to these three pillars. First, you've got to own a piece of something, a business, some stock, other assets. Second, you build leverage. Now, this could be with money or with people, but today the most powerful leverage comes from code or media, because they can be copied 1,000,000 times for basically zero cost. And third, you develop specific, unique knowledge that society really wants, but doesn't quite know how to get easily yet. Okay, let's move to the second pillar. Because let's be honest, having wealth without happiness is a pretty empty victory, right? And here, the focus shifts completely from the outside world to our own internal one. Just like with wealth, Naval sees happiness as a skill. It's not something you go out and find, it's something you cultivate inside you. And that's such a crucial difference. He's not talking about that quick rush you get from a new purchase or some praise from your boss. That's just pleasure. He's talking about a deep, steady state of peace and contentment that you can actually practice and get better at. Now, this might sound wild, but according to Naval, happiness is actually our default state. It's what's left over when we finally stop telling ourselves that something is missing from our lives. So that makes it a purely internal job, totally independent of what's happening outside. The skill is just training your mind to be present and at peace with what is, right here, right now. So what does this practice actually look like day to day? Well, first, it means really grounding yourself in the present moment, because you realize anxiety lives in the future and regret lives in the past. Second, it's about being mindful, just watching your thoughts come and go without getting all caught up in them. And finally, it's about seeking true freedom, not just from money worries, but from that exhausting, endless need for everyone else's approval. So we have these two huge goals, building wealth and cultivating happiness. But what powers the whole journey? What's the engine that actually drives the development of both of these skills? Well, it all comes down to this, a genuine, lifelong curiosity. I'm not talking about just chasing grades or promotions, but really, truly wanting to understand the world and to understand yourself. This deep curiosity is the fuel that pushes you to learn those specific skills for wealth and to understand your own mind for happiness. This lifelong curiosity then translates into a direct investment in yourself. It means you read like crazy, going way beyond the headlines to really get the foundational concepts. It means you actually prioritize quiet time to reflect so you can hear your own thoughts. And it means deliberately building those small, daily habits that compound over time into a life of health, peace, and joy. So if we were to boil this entire philosophy down to a simple, actionable blueprint, it would look just like this. 1. Own equity to gain your financial freedom. 2. Prioritize your health, both physical and mental, because it is the foundation for everything else. And 3. Train your mind to be happy no matter what your circumstances are. Look, if these ideas are clicking with you and you're feeling like you want to go deeper, the absolute essential next step is the Almanack of Naval Ravikant. It's a collection of his best wisdom, and it's an amazing practical guide for actually applying these principles. It's a fantastic resource. I can't recommend it enough. At the end of the day, a fulfilling life is something that you build, not something that you find. It's just a series of small, intentional actions that start today. It begins not with what you have, but with what you do. So the question I want to leave you with is this: what is one small step you'll take today to start building these skills in your own life?